So nice to see the propaganda of the administration come out in full force whenever they do something that is at least questioned by a sizable majority of the population, and rather the citizens of the world, if we're being completely honest, taking a look at this absolute dumpster fire that is currently going on right now, and the fact that, oh yes, this comes straight from the director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, of course, who, even if Trump did fire back in the cut, would it have made a difference? Absolutely not. They would have just had another stuffed suit in there, just signing off on the same stuff anyways, putting out these asinine, please stop being mean to us, we're the FBI, we're just trying to do a good job, stop being so awful, come on, we'll just have to do some more false flags when we figure out who is doing this, because it makes us sad. Let's take a look at the statement, because we actually got the unsealed search warrant, and I don't even know anything about it. I just pulled up the article. I was going to talk about something completely different today, but I see that this is breaking, so might as well hop in on it. But first and foremost, I seen this last night. The FBI, yes, unleashed this, and it's like, this is just absolutely laughable. He's got another statement on top of this, but first and foremost, let's read this. Unfounded attacks on our integrity, the FBI. Oh, the integrity of the FBI. Oh my god. If we're to fill a kiddie pool with the amount of integrity that the FBI has, I wouldn't even get my fucking ankles wet, so fuck off with that. Erode respect for the rule of law and are a grave disservice to the men and women who sacrifice so much to protect others. I could see the redcoats also just sending this type of letter over to the revolutionaries at the beginning of the founding of the nation, of course. Why don't you guys just respect us? Just fucking pay the T-tax, you bitches. Violence and threats against law enforcement, including the FBI, are dangerous and should be deeply concerning to all Americans. It's funny, when police officers and feds and National Guardsmen were actually being assaulted during the, I don't know, Summer of Love in 2020, where was this type of energy? Oh, right, of course. Anyways, every day I see the men and women of the FBI doing their jobs professionally and with rigor, objectively, and a fierce commitment to the mission of protecting the American people and upholding the Constitution. I'm very proud to serve alongside them. Yeah, funny thing, I remember there was this one case, right? It involved a kid trying to defend his city, and he ended up shooting a pedophile, a domestic abuser, and another domestic abuser. Oh no, somebody who's an Antifa revolutionary. But again, that's just an idea, man, in small town Wisconsin. Oh, okay. And then everything was all fine and dandy until over the weekend during the trial, the FBI just shows up and just airdrops some drone footage just out of the fucking sky. But yes, please continue to preach about the authenticity and the integrity of the FBI, you fucking despicable hunk of shit. Christopher Wray, oh my god. I'd give him more stick on this one if I thought that he was the central problem with the FBI. Just abolish this fucking clown show of an institution. It's totally unnecessary at this point anyways. The DEA, the FDA, the fucking Homeland Security, CIA, they do everything that the FBI just comes in and fucks up anyway. So what's the fucking point of it at this point? It was only supposed to be a special division, okay, just going way back to the founding of the FBI with, what was that closet homosexual. It was supposed to be a multi-state task force to take down Al Capone. I'm pretty sure that's the founding. It was with the mob in Chicago in the early 1900s, and it was supposed to be a temporary measure, but yeah, here we are, right? Temporary, just like 15 days to flatten the curve. Am I right? I was completely right on the history of the FBI. Go figure, a kid from northern Alberta ends up getting what's right for one of the most corrupt three-letter institutions in another country. I guess that's a mark in my book. Anyways, FBI Director Wray denounces threats after raid on Trump's home. It's deplorable and dangerous. Oh, there's that deplorable terminology again. Where have we seen that successfully implemented before? You're not making any of us feel any worse, stupid. FBI Director Christopher Wray on Wednesday and condemned recent online threats against him and other federal agents in the wake of the agency's raid on the former President Donald Trump's private Florida residence. Yeah, he commented this on Wednesday when everything was still locked up tighter than a nun's britches. Wray, who was appointed the agency's director in 2017 by Trump, said violence against law enforcement is not the answer, calling threats circulating online deplorable and dangerous. What, people saying that the FBI is a fucking clown show institution, that you're doing a shit job, and not actually going after any of the information that would actually be pertinent to federal security, Hunter Biden specifically. Oh, I don't know, doing anything further with Hillary Clinton. Oh, maybe explaining why you had several people within your own institution, the FBI itself, go on the record to actually say they actively discredited information that came from Hunter Biden's laptop, and now you're going to be going after the repairman for unsolicited dissemination of information, even though you guys already said 175 during the presidential debates when Joe Biden was talking about his son's laptop that detailed a lot of his and his son's business dealings abroad. Don't do any of that. I'm sure you guys are really following up on that probe from 2019 that's still open. Now, saying that there was 75 heads or former heads of these different institutions, which just leads you to believe, if you can't name which institutions they are, and the fact that there are 75 current living former heads of these institutions, I think that there's a fair fucking too many at this point. Just saying, just throwing some other things out there, okay? But now what? People are being critical of the people that you thought were on your side, at least the ones who weren't yelling all cops are bastards from the rooftops, because right now, oh, you have a tenuous relationship with them. Oh, I've seen some idiotic fucking podcasters out there just, specifically, what is it, L3 and Lawsonabi out there doing their fucking leftist circle jerk for a bunch of coomers online, throwing a party because Trump got raided. Meanwhile, at the same time, a couple of years ago, they would be denouncing the police. Just, why are you guys raiding everything? That's not good. Cops are bad. George Floyd didn't do nothing. Fucking low effort idiocy from some 80 IQ dipshits. It's funny. It's very funny, right? Yeah. Be happy when the tyrannical boot to the government steps on one person's neck. Throw them a party. Hell, wait for their adversaries to die and then watch them throw a fucking celebration out there. Meanwhile, at the same time, next week when L3 ends up dying of a massive heart attack, I'm not gonna fucking dance on his grave. Or if Lawsonabi ends up getting picked up for bestiality charges, I'm not gonna be doing any TikTok dances, but hey, that's for them to do anyways. I'm consistent in my beliefs. Something that side of the internet couldn't even be bothered with. Anyways, what did Ray continue to cry about? Last year, there were 73 law enforcement officers around the country who were killed in the line of duty. Most, by who? By who? Who are we talking about here? Anyways, who were killed in the line of duty as the murderers in the line of duty. It is the highest number since 9/11. How many casualties, officer injuries did you get during 2020 as well, if you want to do those numbers, because that would be nice to point out. Anyways, since August 8th, the raid of the former president's private residence at Mar-A-Lago, online messages have appeared calling in response to the unannounced search. Reactions include a lock and load and calls for federal agents and U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland to be assassinated. Yeah, that's nice. Do any of those threats pass the Brandenburg test? Probably not. On the social networking service Gab, ooh, that's one of the places I used to frequent. Close down my account. I really need to fix the shit that's above my head right now, because YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, Parler's dead, and Gab, I've deactivated my account because there's just a bunch of weird boomer cons and a bunch of just kids posting edgy jokes that used to permeate like early 2000s internet. Like, it's just the fucking dead platform like everything else. Anyways, one poster going by the name Steven said he was awaiting the call to mount an armed revolution. I'm sure Steven can't even get out of his mother's basement, let alone incite a revolution. So, whatever, man. This is just the FBI using classic FBI tactics to make you feel bad about what your convictions are. So, now we're going to get to the meat of this. We've done enough preamble, and I've just rambled on about my hatred of the FBI long enough. Let's get into the search warrant. Judge unseals Mar-A-Lago raid warrant, reveals why the FBI is investigating Trump. Something about the Espionage Act? Funny. Pulling out all of these stops, okay? Dragging up all of these long circulated, long buried old acts only to come back and prosecute them on their political enemies. The Espionage Act. How would Trump be in defiance of this act? I'm just wondering, but we're going to go through the warrant and see if we can peel anything out of this. 7-page warrant that authorized the FBI to search former President Donald Trump's property earlier this week was unsealed Friday, and it shows that Trump is under federal investigation for obstruction of justice. Oh, just the nice little catch-all term. It's just like whenever you are resisting arrest, okay? Officers can just throw on these things because they mean everything but really mean nothing. And other alleged violations. So obstruction of justice, and Trump is under the investigation for alleged violations of 18 U.S.C. 2071, concealment, removal, or mutilation. I seen that one pointed out beforehand, and like the third paragraph underneath of it, when somebody is convicted of this, they cannot hold public office. That's exactly what this is all about. 18 U.S.C. 793 of the Espionage Act, gathering, transmitting, or losing defense information. Well, okay, again, if you were looking for hard copies of the information at Mar-A-Lago, I don't think he would have lost anything. Or if he was keeping them there, okay, and that's not to say. And again, presidential license to declassify anything that he wants at any time. How is any of these sealed information? Okay, how are these privileged documents if the president at the time could literally do that at a fucking moment's notice? It's nothing. It's so fucking political. It makes me sick. And 18 U.S.C. 1519, destruction, alteration, or falsification of records in federal investigations. So I'm going to be under an investigation, but then at the same time being charged with tampering in another investigation. I find that very interesting, because the only other one that I'm aware of right now is another similarly political investigation in the Southern District of New York because of Trump's business practices. That one's going on at the same time that this is, because they want to crush their enemies completely. And by they, you know, I mean the Democrats. Come on, let's just fucking keep that obvious. According to the warrant, which was unsealed by Judge Bruce Reinhardt, looks like everybody was correct as to who the judge was, on Friday afternoon, a conviction under these statutes can lead to imprisonment or fines and disqualification from holding public office. You guys want me to go through this in totality? We can just take a look at if there's anything important. Okay, we can go through the attachments because this is just all the legal mumbo jumbo. Southern District of Florida, you are commanded in the warrant, on or before August 19th, so I guess it's good until next Friday, I guess, in the daytime. So yeah, didn't need a no-knock warrant to go into Mar-A-Lago. How adorable. Signed by on August 5th, so was that Monday? I need to check my no, last Friday. Oh, okay, so they waited over the weekend, because that was signed at noon. Okay, Bruce Reinhardt, and then they just waited. How adorable. Looks like all of the feds just needed to get into position, right? And they just waited until Trump was gone, because he wasn't on premises at the time of this raid going down. He would have been, I think he was doing like a rally in Arizona or some shit like that. Like he's bouncing around the country, okay? But there were staff, and I don't know if there were any family members there, but Eric Trump seemed to have the inside track on this stuff, so let's take a look. The premises to be searched, 1100 South Ocean Boulevard, Palm Beach, Florida. Don't need the specifics, but there they are if you're interested. It's described as a mansion with approximately 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms on a 17-acre state. Wow, I never knew about that, but that's awfully fucking impressive. The location to be searched includes the 45 office, so yeah, that's where Trump set up headquarters at Mar-A-Lago. All storage rooms and all other room areas within the premises used or available to be used by the former president of the United States. It's nice that they put that in there. And the staff, and which boxes or documents could be stored, including all structures of the buildings, basically the entire premises. It does not include areas currently, at the time of the search, being occupied, rented, or used by third parties, such as Mar-A-Lago members, so staff rooms, staff facilities. Okay, that makes sense, I guess, but we'll see if they kept to that as well. Oh, you know, that could be used for storage. It's a broom closet, sir. I don't care. I'm going in. We're going in! And not otherwise used or available, used by the former POTUS and his staff, such as private guest suites. But then again, it's the feds. They can make up justification for going into anything. Basically, they had license to search all of Mar-A-Lago. So property to be seized. What exactly are they looking for? All physical documents and records constituting evidence, contraband, fruits of a crime, or other items illegally possessed in violation of 18 U.S.C. 793, 2071, 1519, including the following, all of the statutes that we just went over beforehand. Any physical documents with classification markings, along with any containers and boxes, including any other contents in which such documents are located, as well as any other containers or boxes that are collectively stored or found together with the aforementioned documents and containers or boxes. Information, including communications in any form regarding the retrieval, storage, or transmission of national defense information or classified material. All of this is just like looking for classified material, okay? Any government and or presidential records created between January 20th, 2017 and or January 20th, 2021. Any government, any presidential records during the entirety of his term as president. Holy. So if anything doesn't have the right stamp or sticker on top of it, that's what they're going to try to use to lynch him on this. Any evidence of the knowing alteration, destruction, or concealment. Oh, so if there's anything in there that we don't find that you think you should have, we're just going to say it's destruction. This is so fucking phony, dude. Receipt of the property. So looks like here's what they took. Here's what they recovered. Receipt for property. Yeah, okay, here's what they took. 4 documents, 29 boxes. Holy. Oh, box 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. So documents and boxes. Interesting. Okay. So assorted documents. I'll just go over this again now that I'm trying to work this out. I've never looked at one of these before, but I think I can pretty much deduce this. So assorted documents and 5 boxes of stuff that they're going to be going through. Okay, I guess, wow, this is a breakdown. Okay. Executive grant for clemency to Roger Jason Stone. Holy! Yo, the last time the feds made this big of a splash and pissed off conservatives this bad was when they went in the dead of night in order to raid the home of Roger Stone. Okay, for, I even forget the charges, lying to Congress or something like that. They ended up catching him in some fucking memory trap, or it was some fuck shit, okay? But I remember because when that was going down, okay, I was waking up early before I had to go to work. So it was like local time for me, and I'm sure out on, out on the East Coast, it was like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. I remember there was a channel on at the gym. They had a CNN feed there for whatever fucking reason. But I remember all of the police vehicles outside the premises of Roger Stone's place. And funnily enough, as a CNN reporter on the scene, it doesn't seem anything unsightly about that at all. Anything in regards to the president of France? Leather-bound box of documents, various classified TSSCI documents, okay. Potential presidential record, binders of photos. Oh my god, did Trump have binders of women too? A handwritten note, box labeled A1, A12, A15, 16, 17, 18, 27, okay. Miscellaneous secret documents, top secret documents, okay. Miscellaneous confidential documents, more boxes, 28, 32, 5, 23, 2, 4, 30, a whole bunch of boxes. If you want to know the specific designations, be my guest. Miscellaneous secret documents, confidential documents, miscellaneous secret documents, just a whole bunch of, we think that could be illegal or it looks important, so you might as well just grab it. So yeah, and Christina Bobb was on the premises at the time. She's one of the attorneys for Trump. And then, yeah, they have blocked out the names of the official officers anyways, and I'm sure because all of this stuff is coming out. And again, this charge, or these criminal investigations that led to these charges, they're so nebulous and they're so fucking crazy. So of course it's standard procedure that they block out the feds name on top of that. But I'd imagine, given the fact that it is the feds after all, they'll probably come up with something goofy, and it's like, whoa, somebody tried to attack one of the officers that was there, and that wasn't proper because, oh my god, all of these MAGA guys, they're just so fucking crazy. And it's like, sure thing. Search and seizure warrant shows the FBI agents targeted the 45 office, all the storage rooms. The agents were granted authority to seize all physical documents and records constituting evidence. We went through all that stuff. FBI didn't try to obtain access to search private guest rooms. Yeah, but if they thought that maybe it would be holding something, they had the authorization to go into it as well. So, what's the response? Trump's lawyers have argued that the former president used his authority as president to declassify the material before he departed office in early 2021. Yeah, that's why none of this shit makes sense. Anything that he wants to declassify, he can do it under his presidential authority, for fuck's sakes. Like, this is basic shit. But also, they don't think, oh, look at all that stuff that Trump seized. Wow, boxes and boxes of stuff were seized from his residence, right? He stole that from the White House, and he's using it to plot his next attack the next time he tries to overthrow the government. I'm sure that those are some of the takes that are out there right now, because these motherfuckers are brain dead as it gets. Okay, these are just NPCs. Look at all the stuff that we seized from Mar-A-Lago. Clearly, Trump has something to do with it. They've got to find something on him. And they'll fabricate something on him. I'd imagine there's probably something that, maybe missed the authorization process, okay? Not saying that it wasn't intended to be unauthorized, but they'll find something. That's what frightens me. Biden administration is in obvious damage control after their botched raid where they seized the president's picture books, a handwritten note, and declassified documents. Yeah, no, we just looked and seen all of that shit. It's kind of unimpressive, at least by notoriety standards. It's like, okay, whatever. Trump spokesman Taylor Budowich told Fox News as the warrant was unsealed Friday, the raid of the president's home was not just unprecedented, but unnecessary. And they are leaking lies and innuendos to try to explain away the weaponization of the government against their dominant political opponent. This is outrageous. No, the FBI feels like we're being under attack right now for doing the work of a politicized entity that is the Department of Justice right now. Stop making us be accountable to our actions. The Department of Justice on Thursday filed a motion to unseal the warrant unless Trump objects to the move, and we've just seen that he didn't. Not only will I not oppose the release of the documents, Trump wrote Thursday, referring to the FBI's warrant, I'm going to step further by encouraging the immediate release of those documents. Yeah, no, exactly. And on Friday, Trump posted that the documents the FBI allegedly seized were all declassified. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and again, you know that, I know that, the FBI probably knows that, but again, the FBI is really good at making something out of nothing. Just saying, take a look at Waco. They could have had the documents anytime they wanted without playing politics and breaking into Mar-A-Lago, he added. It was it was in secured storage, had an additional lock put in there per their request. Former president, oh god, this could go either way. Obama said, I kept 33 million pages of documents, much of them classified. How do you know that? Are you also listening in on the communications post his presidency? Just wondering, because you have a habit of doing that and not getting charged with that. Fucking weird how that doesn't happen. How many of them pertain to nuclear? The word is lots. How the fuck do you even know this stuff? You're just, again, you're openly lying, but is anybody going to fact check that? No, because that would be racist. Washington Post, citing unnamed sources, oh lord, I'm getting brain cancer, reported Thursday that some documents relating to nuclear weapons are among the items sought by the FBI. Oh my god, again, this is just a new variation on the fucking Russiagate shit. Oh, he's Putin's puppet, he's gonna sell off all of the nuclear codes. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god! But Trump on Friday morning said the report is a hoax and I didn't even know that was going to be coming up next, and a continuation of the Trump-Russia collusion narrative that was pushed by legacy news outlets starting in late 2016. No, exactly. That was just immediately what my mind jumped to, because that's exactly what this is. Try to prove a negative, okay? Once he proves a negative, several years afterwards, it still gets pushed around. Again, Adam Schiff still has all the documents, right? He's going to get them one day. Fuck you. Republicans have said the unprecedented FBI raid is a politicized attempt to target the former president, who is currently mulling a 2024 run. Just announce this weekend. Just fuck it. Stop with all the theatrics. Don't even plan anything. Just say, I'm running in 2024. It's going to be wonderful and beautiful. And if the FBI comes after me again, they can go fuck themselves. Since Monday, several GOP lawmakers have cited the federal agencies to release the affidavit, which would provide more details as to what the information the FBI was acting upon when it attempts to obtain the warrant. Yeah, that would be interesting, because again, there's another theory as to why anybody thought that there was anything worth seizing at Mar-A-Lago was there. It's because there was a leaker in Trump's inner circle, some form or fashion, somebody who works and operates primarily out of Mar-A-Lago. Don't know who that individual is specifically, but if we can see the affidavit, we might, all the information as to who the individual is, it'll probably be blotted out. But Trump, he'll probably have a pretty good indication based on the information that is leaked out there. Okay, who would have access, who would know what is where, and where the FBI was going to be searching, even though it was kind of a blanket search warrant for him to, or for the FBI to go wherever the fuck they wanted on premises. I'd like to see that affidavit. I'd like to see what people are alleging, because again, that's a document sworn to be truthful under penalty of perjury, which again, the FBI, they can charge anybody who perjures at any time. Still looking at you, Cassidy Hutchins. And remember, Trump, he choked out a Secret Service agent? That's what somebody told me, second time removed. Yeah, exactly. Just continue with your fucking show trials. Just continue to try to discredit the man who is more popular than any current elected official in any powerful office right now. Not the leader of the Senate, not the opposition in the Senate, okay? Not the House Speaker, and definitely not this president right now. It's fucking wild, dude. It's almost like they're tripping over their own dick in order to just hand over the midterms, and then, I don't know, okay, cool, you discredit Trump in 2024, God forbid, okay? You end up making one of these felonious charges stick, he gets disqualified, you create a martyr, and then he can handpick his successor. Do you even want that? Like, has it been so long that the Democrats haven't gotten fucking blown out in a general election that they want to revisit that once again? It wasn't enough for Nixon. It wasn't enough for Reagan. And now you want to do it for Trump? Congratulations. You guys are fucking digging your own grave. And it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.